everyone, and welcome back to War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. This is now, we're getting toward the end of the month here, April 25, 1943. Just a few more days to May, and see, yeah, that I don't ever have any expectations when it comes to that, so. But it's always nice to hit the smaller boats, but I mean, I'm happy if I hit anything, although I'm happiest when I can take out tankers and big, large cargo ships, transports, and man, if I could get some warships, that would be amazing too. Sawfish took a couple of hits. I expect usually, if I'm in this shallow band, I expect to take some kind of hits, and you can see that the kind of patrols he's doing there, he's using, um, well, I don't know what his specific tactic is, but it feels like he's taking advantage of the fact that his depth charges don't have to go deep to hit my ships, my subs. So, like, here's the sawfish again. But right now we're fighting not patrol boats, but sub chasers. Well, they don't do anything there. Same thing here, ASW attack. Wow, we actually take a hit there. All right, let's see. He parked his sub right in our harbor. So let's see if we can. Ooh, nice. Leaking oil badly, or maybe it said fuel. But anyway, um, we should get some damage in here. I apologize if this is boring to watch. I'm watching it because I want to see if we have some direct hits that we can feel confident that maybe we sink this sub, or if it's like these glancing blows, and that's more what it was. So I don't foresee us. Ooh, a transport. Nice. On fire, heavy damage. We'll see if that sinks. He does have troops on board. Of course, we don't hear it. Transports are generally made a bit more rugged, I've noticed. I'm not saying that's for sure, but it seems like that's true. Okay. So he's not covering. Oh, clear sky. Let's go. Um, should be able to do some damage here. Now, I've already said this before. I think we shouldn't have any problems hitting hitting any of these bases with no cap, because I think now he's just worried about capping Tavoy. I don't think he's is worried about capping anything up in Burma anymore, or more specifically north of Tavoy anyway. Yeah, this is problematic. I need to plot a solution. Yeah, I'm gonna have to strategize. I'm gonna have to check what I have available and cap that. I don't know if I can with my flight distances, but we'll find out. We'll figure it out. All right, not that great for a daylight raid. I mean a clear sky. That's what I meant to say. Although he does have solid flak here. All right, we're pummeling Ambon. He probably withdrew all of his aircraft. I've noticed his spotting on us has dropped off, so I think he's pulled his aircraft back. But yeah, the more of these supplies we can knock out, the better. That means he's good because he has to transport supplies down here, and there's no such thing as dropping them off somewhere to rail them in. They'll have to be dropped off directly at that base. and that might be dangerous for him. He may think twice before he does something like that. Who knows? We don't have long-range naval bombers in the area, though. Now, these dive bombers do some good damage. Now, we're gonna lose any because when they get low like that, it makes me nervous. It is partial cloud. It's not clear anymore, but we should still get some good hits, except for on that raid. One, one hit. Ooh, one gun lost. Wonder if that was an anti-aircraft gun. That'd be good. Okay, did we sink that transport? It'd be nice. Okay, it looks like we're attacking on the surface. One shell hit, one torpedo hit. Heavy damage. That may go down. Let's check. Yeah. All right. Yeah, these are these are just the daily bombardments. Okay, there we go. We'll see what reinforcements we got, and then we can wrap up and jump into April 26th. Let's see. Well, one ship upgrading. You know, I wasn't going to show you the losses because there was no real major action, air to air, nothing like that. Look at this. This is very rare. I have seen it before, but it's very rare. I have seen it more, I think, for him. This is great for almost 6,500 sorties to have zero losses. He did lose three, which I'm not going to stress about. We shouldn't have any pilots lost. And then let's see if they show the ships we supposedly sank. They only are showing us the one that was hit by the XT torpedo, this cargo ship that is has these stats only worth 4 points. But you can see the value. But you know, I always say one less Japanese ship is always good. And we will move on. Uh-oh, look at the political points. Anyway, all right, it's April 26, 1943. Let's see what it's scheduled to happen today. I see some Soviet bases up there in the top of the screen. It's right up here. Be nice to activate those and be able to um, do some fun things with Soviets. But you know, here's the thing. I think that's too strong, and I'd hate to have that. That's I think that's a little bit overkill, and I'd feel like it was a cheap way to win with the Soviets. Um, I'm just trying to make do with what I got. I mean, it is, after all, Britain, U.S. I say Britain, I should say Commonwealth, U.S., China, against one country, Japan. So, man, we're just hammering this thing, aren't we? But this is a British Corvette, so it should be doing well. And again, I like to watch these when the enemy is out here, because I want to see if we're gonna beat this thing up so badly, maybe we sink it. So let's see how it goes. Um, but yeah, if we add the Soviets to this fight, I mean, what is it, four plus versus one? So if we can't beat them with the three we already got, come on. We shouldn't deserve to win. Man, this thing's got a lot of ammo. We lose a lot of ammo with some of our ASW stuff. We lose quickly, I mean, but this thing is still going. Man, I don't know how much of a beating this thing can take. This is some serious damage, by the way. These aren't all light damage stuff. We're really cracking the shell here. It's taken a lot of punishment. I am shocked we still have ammunition. This is crazy. Sorry, I know this is taking a while, but I want to see if maybe we can drive it to the surface and knock it out. Because of all the damage we're doing, there's no way it won't. Oh, there we go. Let's see if we can finish it. Ooh, 4-inch guns. Oh, did you see that? Contact with submarine is lost. Let's see how it goes. Let's see. I don't know if we obliterated it or it sank and we just didn't see it, but here we go. Yep. It sounds like a sunk submarine to me. Nice. Man, I don't think that one's coming back from the dead. Too many of his subs were told we sank and then they show back up. So I'm ready to finish some of these off for good. Wonder if that'll discourage him from operating submarines that close to um, Ceylon. Yeah, I think we're bombing Rangoon today. Uh, I think so. All right, he's our saving our anyway. We're saved. That's a good way to put it. We're saved by the bad weather. Severe storms, we take way less casualties than we've been recently. Um, very painful. Trying to get through to where we can bring some fighters back to Nanchang and then fly Cap here and see if we can cap trap some of his stuff. Yeah, Rangoon, and we're getting some good hits in. Although some 250-pound bombs, well, it is what it is. We'll put whatever bombs we can into it. Some of these, the Blenheim 4s carrying 250s, but the B-25s 500s. After the fact sweep, I'm glad we didn't have to. I'm glad we didn't need it. Got some Japanese aircraft flying around too close to our stuff. Well, up until now, well, it says heavy rain. Up until now, I've been enjoying the dive bomber effects on these airfields, air bases. Dud. Okay. Attacking on the surface. Ooh. Sturgeon took a good hit there. So they decide, instead of firing back and forth, taking a bad hit by an 88, let's fire several torpedoes. 2 torpedo hits. We should sink this one. Yeah. So it's going down, and it looked like a decent cargo ship. Looked like maybe it's has some value to it. Can carry some decent amount of equipment and supplies. Let's just get through these bombardments. That's basically just status quo stuff. Nothing special. All right, Lay increases the airfield size. And Kamloops, I'm not sure what we're going to do with that. That's, that's nowhere near the front lines, but that's okay. Just gives us some free points, as I don't know how free they are, but hey, we'll take them. We'll take the points. I'm probably going to do a very light, um, do a very light uh, walkthrough of the turn and check out a few very basic things. Okay, as promised and as usual, let's take a look at this, but we'll spend a little bit of time and then we'll um, look at a couple other things and then kind of wrap up early. You can see the Lexington has been finished the repairs. We were at sea long enough, or at least it wasn't a real long time, but we were there enough to have a little bit of systems damage. So it's always good to get those repaired to not let it creep up on you, and then you have overwhelming damage that you have to repair. Plus, having the systems damage repaired and clean, good, allows you to avoid major damage in other areas of the ship. Well, anything else that stands out? Um, this right here was a destroyed squadron, I want to say, carrier squadron that, well, replacement carrier squadron that was went down with one of our escort carriers. We got that back up, ready to go out. The I-32 is reported to have been sunk. That's pretty obvious. Although you never know, right? It seems like it's very these things come back from the grave. Okay, that's pretty much all that I'm noticing. And we can see here, and this is, I guess we can look at this as added confirmation. There, he lost a Glen on the ground, which indicates that it was sitting still attached to the sub as it went down. Jake and Tojo to ops. We lost 2 aircraft. Wow. One of these expensive recon aircraft and a B-25C. Both not ideal losses. But you know, I don't like losing any of them, so I'm you can never make me happy unless it's all zeros. Okay, 2 lost pilots. That's very unfortunate. So both crashes or whatever they were, um, well, one was destroyed by flak. Which one? I didn't look at that. That's a good point. Ooh, the recon plane was shot down by flak. Ooh, that's not good. Ship sunk. We can take a look here and see that the I-32 was worth 11 points, and the Hofuku Maru is worth 9. Um, so we'll take 20 points, and then I think that's about it. So let's. I really don't know if there was anything particular that stood out to me, honestly. We're trying to march up here to take this. The road should be a little bit better to walk around than this mountainous region. Trying to bring this air this base, naval base, into Madang. And we're shipping in. You can see here as well as some ships here. Well, that's not it. I think it's anyway. I don't remember. I do have more stuff. Yeah, here. I do have a lot, and there's even more to come to load up at Darwin and prep for bring in some more we will bring in some more transports, not just what's coming in, and we'll prep for this little thing. Um, Up here, we're hitting these bases, we're cycling through them, so that's just going to be a matter of course to hit what looks like to be the most repaired. And meanwhile, the Tavoy looks like, hey, their number of fighters is about the same as when we hit it before with our night raids. And we're trying to repair, I say repair, maintain whatever it is these aircraft are unready for. You got 7 Liberator 2s. And meanwhile, also, whoops, get that all that writing off here. Meanwhile, we got our P-38s getting ready. They're gonna be a few days, and then we'll send them back out to the skies and maybe do a daylight raid shortly. I guess it's possible to be that it could be very costly, but it might be worth doing because if we could get some daylight hits with bombs, smash some of these aircraft on the ground. But yeah, I'm not gonna. Oh, one more thing. We do have this lone fighter sitting here, still damaged. I kind of wanna, as soon as it's repaired, I wanna bring the fight because every fighter I can bring here is worth a lot to me. And if I could bring all the fighters, well, a few fighters here, and then cap, I think it's here, yeah, here, get some, knock out some more of his aircraft, that can benefit us, I think, tremendously. So yeah, for now, I'm just gonna call it here. We'll talk more. If anything exciting happens in the next day or two, I'll talk more about that. But there just wasn't anything to talk about either plan wise or action wise. So let's continue moving along and um, talk about April 27 next. Take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.